Woman realizes her Tinder date is a killer. Dun dun dun. Matting. Imagine that your Tinder date is a fucking killer, bruv. That'll be crazy. That. So you need to watch out on these online dating things, man. You meet some real weirdos on there, man.
November 1st, 2018. CCTV
November
records
1st,
22-year-old Grace and
2018.
her Tinder date, Jesse, getting ready to leave a bar. They had just met a few hours ago, but already they're about to head back to his place. On the
Jeez.
outside, everything seemed to be going perfectly well.
Okay,
So
now.
well, in fact, that
All it
soon
took was
after they could
a
be seen
quick
heading to
date,
a
yeah?
nearby hotel and up to Jesse's
Not
hotel
judging.
room shortly after. Nobody could have expected that this was the last time Grace would ever be seen alive. The next day happened to be her birthday, and nobody was able to reach her all day, and the same was true even days after. It was like she disappeared off the face of the earth. Her
Oh,
friends and family quickly reported her
she was trying to get turned before the birthday. I thought, let me go on this Tinder date. Fuck it. Enjoy myself. That's how it became your last, you know. You weren't gonna reach 23. Damn, that's crazy.
missing, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Jesse was recorded on CCTV out and about, going up and down the elevator, carrying cleaning supplies, and what appeared to be a suitcase. A suitcase with contents that would shock everyone to the core. And what's even worse, the killer had another date lined up. And if the cops don't intervene and arrest him quickly, this girl, as well as countless others, could fall victim to this very same man.
What a sick fuck. I'm just thinking about it. Like, is he getting thrill out of chopping these girls and then killing them? Okay, no. Oh, that just reminded me. There's this guy in America, I think it was Las Vegas or something, from like the 80s or 90s, whatever the case, yeah. Prolific guy. Hiring, was it hookers, killing them, shit like that. Just a mad thing, just crazy. They killed over 50 girls and buried them somewhere. I need to watch that. I swear, I'm not gonna
I
lie.
mean, what happened was
That's a crazy video. I think the biggest killers and the biggest cycles were found back in the days because in New York, the chance of them getting caught was slim. Now, I think there is some sickos out there, but they're too scared to do anything because of obviously prison, innit? It's crazy, man. Thank God for cameras, CCTV, and
5:37 p.m. on
advanced
December
technology
1st,
online.
2018, Grace, who just finished a backpacking journey from England to New Zealand, leaves her hostel to meet Jesse. Meanwhile, Jesse is having pre-date drinks at a local bar, downing several beers before the date begins. In fact, as he leaves the bar, you can still see at least 4 empty bottles sitting on the table. They meet in a popular spot where there's plenty of people, making Grace feel safe while she meets her date for the first time. But this will be a false sense of security, as Jesse has no plans to try anything untoward in public. He's going to wait until they're alone. Suspecting nothing, Grace accompanies Jesse to a bar where they drink together for over an hour before they head for a Mexican bar at 7:15 for more drinks, and yet another bar named Bluestone Room around 8:30 p.m. This will be where Jesse tries his luck and sees if he can get a little closer to Grace. At 8:54, they share their first kiss. This is when Jesse takes a trip to the bathroom and where Grace sends her very last message to anyone, telling her friends that it's going amazingly well and that she just clicks with him so well. She's probably excited to spend the night with a man that she genuinely likes. She could have had no idea that instead, he was about to end her life in one of the most horrific ways possible. The next morning, Grace's phone starts to receive a ton of messages. It's her birthday, and there are plenty of friends who want to send her their best wishes. Each and
This guy is so stupid. He didn't think about this, did he? Like, cause like, obviously she's on a date, and you know how girls are. They always like message each other saying, "Oh, I'm going to meet this guy." Obviously, just to let him know, and at the same time, like, yo, if something happens, you know where I'm at. You know what I mean? Type of shit. So for him to kill her, yeah, is he not gonna think to and she go missing, whatever the case, straight after meeting him? People obviously gonna suspect it's you, bro. You're the last person with her, and no one's had a contact with her since she was with you or not. He's an idiot, man. Fucking idiot. No cleaning product is gonna save you, mate.
And every one of these messages goes unanswered. The first sign that something is wrong is at 8 a.m. when Jesse enters the very same elevator, this time on his own, throwing the camera a suspicious glance. If you think he's just getting the birthday girl a morning coffee,
And you know another thing that's stupid as well, yeah? Someone's come up to the lift with you, but hasn't come back down. Where do you think she's gonna be? Still in your place. It's kind of obvious. And then you go out to get cleaning products, open it, you can clean the blood or the mess, whatever. That shit can still be seen, you know. I've watched enough crime videos here to know, yeah. Simple bleachers and all that, not always gonna clean that shit, you know. And they got that UV light shit. You know what I'm talking about? That UV whatever. They can still spot blood. And a load of other shit that I don't wanna speak on.
then think again. During that night, Jesse killed Grace by strangulation, and now he's going to try and do everything he can to cover up his crime, and he needs to do it quickly, because he's already got another potential victim lined up. By 8:07 a.m., Jesse is in town and about to start the most eerie shopping trip possible. He starts at the warehouse on Elliott Street, where he buys a suitcase that he plans to hide Grace's body in. He checks out the width and depth of the suitcase to make sure it'll fit her, so he can dispose of her body before anyone can catch him. Then, 25
Sick.
minutes later,
Sick
he
guy.
makes his way to another store, where he buys a number of cleaning products that will be used to clean up the murder scene. Then he returns to his apartment for a number of hours, reappearing at 10:42 a.m. before he jumps in a taxi and Apex Car Rental where he rents a car. But it's what he does next that's truly shocking and puts pressure on the cops to discover and solve his murder as quickly as possible. As Grace's body lies in the apartment, Jesse goes on a date with another girl he'd met on Tinder. Given that he has all the equipment ready to hide one body, it's speculated that he planned this to be his second victim of the day. As he
Huh?
arrives at the bar, Jesse is wearing exactly the same clothing that he wore the night before, possibly the same clothes that he wore when he killed Grace. We
Fuck
are not
it,
sure
no.
whether Kempson was as
He's
pushy in
not
his
putting no
initial
effort into the
messages to
second
this
one.
girl, but what we do know is that the conversation he struck up with her during the date not only brought up some major red flags,
Yeah? Yeah, yeah. You can take it.
it downright terrified her. Allegedly, he wanted to talk to her about where to hide a dead body from the police. Right away, the date is over, and this girl's instincts may have just saved her life. It's hard
What
to
happened?
imagine to her about where it
Well,
conversation was as
got
pushy
back
in
in.
his initial messages to this girl,
Won't
but what
tell
we
me.
do know is that the conversation he struck up with her during the date not only brought up some major red flags, it downright terrified her. Allegedly, he wanted to talk to her about where to hide a dead body from the police. Right away, the date is over, and this girl's instincts may have just saved her life. It's hard to imagine the horror that she would have felt when she learned the truth about the man she just walked away from.
Hmm,
Certain that he liked
innit? Imagine that. Go on a date with someone, yeah? They're a bit iffy, so you think, nah, not getting looking tonight, nigga. You go about your day or your week, and then you get knock on the door from police saying, "Oh, do you know someone called Jesse? Was you on a date with him? Yeah, we're to ask you some questions about a murder he possibly done, and we wanted to know about what happened on your date." Bro, that'll send your mind crazy. Because you'll be thinking, right, imagine I went with him. I could have been the next one. You could have had me in another suitcase next to that one.
likely had the same fate
No.
lined up for her as he did
Nah.
with Grace. At 8:56 p.m., we can see Jesse carrying a piece of equipment back to his apartment. More precisely, it's a carpet cleaner, and he's going to try and use that carpet cleaner
This
to
makes
try
me
and
want to watch
remove any
Dexter again,
trace
you
of
know.
Grace's presence at his apartment. He's even got
I'm
2
not gonna
bottles
lie,
of
I might
cleaner in
watch
his
that
hand,
tonight, you know.
making sure he's
If I
got
can be
enough to
asked.
get the job done. 30 minutes later, and we're greeted with the product of all his hard work. He's about to try and hide the body. He reappears in the elevator with a trolley carrying several luggage bags, one of which is the suitcase that he'd bought earlier that morning. It's way too heavy to carry, as inside is Grace's dead body. Of course, he can't walk through the streets with this amount of baggage, which is exactly why he hired the rental car. Minutes later, he's loading the rental car with all of the baggage, ready to make the next move in his attempt to cover up this murder, hiding the body in a place he thinks no
That's the best graph guy, you know. Just saying. If you know, you know.
one will find it. The next morning at 7 a.m., Jesse buys a shovel and heads back to his apartment, where he collects some clothing to take to the dry cleaners, destroying more potential evidence of his crime. But he's not done there, as he stops off at a random trash can, tossing a large trash bag inside. Then Jesse takes his rental car for a deep clean, paying particular attention to the rear of the vehicle, where he had stashed the suitcase containing Grace's body. And with that, his work was done. For the next 2
There's not
days,
too much evidence
Grace's
with this
family
guy.
and friends go through
He's done.
turmoil.
He
Nobody has heard
can't
from her.
fucking
She hasn't
talk his
posted
way
on
out of
any
it.
social media, and she isn't answering either of her 2 phones. Her family report her missing to Auckland police on December 5th. Grace's father, David, even flies to Auckland and makes a heartfelt appeal for his daughter's safe return.
Grace has been missing for several days, and as a family, we've been extremely concerned.
Collect Foxy dollars on
Oh,
our free-to-play
shit.
Blinko to spend on rewards you'll love. Big
This is in
fun
America,
just
right?
got bigger with Foxy dollars.
For her welfare, to anybody that's seen,
Oh,
spoken,
New
or
Zealand.
to
Shit.
contact Grace, come forward and contact the investigation team.
With so much media coverage at the time, Jessie likely saw her father's appeal, and yet the family's pleas went unanswered. But Auckland police are about to use various methods to track Grace's last movements and find their main suspect in her
GPS tracking.
disappearance. They're able to find out she was on a date with a mystery man, and after poring over hours of surveillance footage, they find the last person she was with.
I don't get how that took him 7 days, though. That's weird, that. Like, that's weird. Someone goes missing. Interview everyone they were with for the last day or 2. Do you know what I mean? Like, it took him 7 days.
And track
Poor
him back
work,
to his
that.
apartment.
Poor work.
At 3 p.m. on December 5th, the cops turn up at the City Life Hotel, but they almost miss their man, as he eyes them in the lobby when he approaches the front door. Jesse thinks if he casually strolls away, he won't be noticed. But these eagle-eyed cops don't miss a trick and quickly apprehend him before he can make an escape. At this point, the smartest thing for Jesse to do is to own up to his crime, maybe try to play it off as an accident, and face the consequences. But he's not going to do any such thing. In the interrogation room, he plans to lie his way out of this, but he's completely unaware that the cops have already seen every move from the night of the murder and have about as much evidence as they could possibly ask for. At the start of the interview, he has no reason to lie, as he's just recalling the events before the murder.
Tell us about Grace.
So I was talking to Grace on Tinder.
Yeah.
Smoothie time.
We'd matched
video.
on Friday. I saw that we'd matched the next day on Saturday. And then we met at Sky City. And then we decided that we were going up to Andy's Burger Bar, which is on...
Wait. So, 1 second. I want to see how quick.
We matched on Friday.
On Friday, okay.
I saw that we'd matched the next day on Saturday. And then we met at Sky City. And then we decided that
That
we
very
were going
same
to
day?
Andy's Burger Bar, which is on
Okay, no.
the first floor.
Not long into this interview, Jesse becomes entangled in his first lie, as he claims Grace was the one pushing for a date, when we already know he was the one trying hard to meet Grace in their initial messages.
Whose idea was it to go to that particular burger place?
Me. Because I didn't initially know that she was real.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot
Catfish.
of... So have you heard of catfish?
No.
So catfishing is where...
Fuck off, nigga. I know
someone
he's
uses
heard
your
of the
profile,
catfish. Come on.
Uses your
He's not that
photos
old.
and pretends to be you and then meets... And you're a completely different person.
Ugh.
And it's on Tinder, it's all about the way you look. And so if they use more endearing photos, you're more likely to swipe for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does meeting in a public place sort of protect you from meeting someone who's not as good looking as?
Well, there's security there. So if
Isn't
she
it?
wasn't who you said she was,
Yeah.
at least in my mind, I'd feel safe.
When Jesse is
Yo,
confronted
tip for anyone, yeah. If you're linking someone and you don't know if you're getting catfish, just look from a couple meters away. If you ain't feeling it, that's out before you interact. If you want to be ballsy, brush past them.
with evidence from surveillance cameras, he continues to lie, digging a hole for himself that he's going to struggle to escape from.
No. I go down Victoria Street, straight down to the bottom, and then hang a left, and I head towards the viaduct.
You go to the viaduct a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've kind of walked in a bit of a funny direction if you were planning to go to the viaduct.
Well, it's the direction I normally go.
Yeah. It's I mean, I'm just sort of saying, like, if you were planning to go to the viaduct,
I normally go down Queen Street and then cross at the bottom of Queen Street, go through the containers,
Yep.
and then walk along the wharf.
yeah. Is there a particular reason you would kind of do that?
I feel safer down that way.
The cop
Oh,
obviously
shut up,
suspects
man.
something strange here. Jesse's
I
behavior
feel
and
safer.
responses don't seem
Look
to
at the
line up
size
to
of
make
you,
sense
bro.
at
You
all.
ain't stuck up
And
nothing,
if
man.
Jesse is lying, it'll only take a good few questions to throw him off completely. So the cop starts to apply the pressure, sending Jesse into panic.
Actually, don't know if she's been murdered or not yet. She may be.
You asked for more ways to create, so we made a major update. Sleeve printing is now
alive and well. Okay. But she might also be dead. Okay. And it could be that you've done it.
Mm.
Hey, I just want to ask a question. Am I being arrested for something I didn't do?
You haven't been arrested.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
He's not being arrested just yet, but Auckland police are convinced Jesse is either behind Grace's disappearance or is at least involved. And the more they investigate this case, the more evidence they find to suggest Jesse is the one responsible. It's not just the surveillance footage that helps solve this case. Remember the new suitcase and cleaning products Jesse bought the morning after? Well, believe it or not, they were all bought on Grace's credit card, as well as an extra night's stay at the City Life Hotel.
Wallahi, I
In
was
fact,
thinking that. Oh my mum's life, I was thinking that. Will this dumb fucker, yeah, be cheeky enough to spend her money rather than his own? But he is. He is dumb enough. What a fucking idiot. You kill someone and you use their credit card. How daft do you want to be? What a fucking idiot. This guy deserved to get locked up, bro. He was too sloppy, bro.
it's very possible he paid for his second
There's
date.
the only thing he tried to do, yeah, to not make himself get caught, yeah, is buy the cleaning product so he can clean his mess in it. That's the only one good thing. What fucking
on
idiot.
Grace's credit card. An extra day at the hotel should give Jesse time to clean up the mess. But it's going to take more than a carpet cleaner to get rid of the evidence. When police search his apartment, they find traces of Grace's blood.
See?
The credit card payments, the
Remember what I was saying, yeah, about that UV light? You can clean the mess up, yeah, but that UV light will spot it. I'm telling you, you can't hide from them, man. I know there's a specific type of cleaning product you need, yeah, to get rid of blood stains and all that, so you can't show to detectives on that, but I know you ain't buying that from the nearest shop.
witness testimony, cell phone locations placing Grace and Jesse together, and the
Too
staggering
much
detail
evidence.
found in the surveillance
Too
footage
much evidence,
backed their
man.
suspect into a corner, and in his second interview on December 7th,
Arrest him
they
right
left
now.
Jesse no choice but to confess. A confession that would soon lead into one of the most interesting but troubling defenses ever used in court.
Come on, let's hear this.
Talking to me about 50 Shades
50.
of Grey.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I had a feeling he would say that as well. I have bad feelings, but I'm telling you that was one of them as well. She wanted to be strangled. She liked the rough play, and it got out on hand. And rat-tat-tat. Yo, fuck off, bro,
It's
man.
a sex fantasy movie that's out. We started having sex. At first, it was just normal. It was very placid, and then she asked me if we could get into bondage. And then all I
Wow.
remember is falling asleep in the shower. I need to stop. I need to go.
Would you like some fresh air?
Yeah, please. I was in shock, and I
Fresh
didn't
air, you
know what
know.
to do. Went downstairs, and I was just, I don't know, it was all over the place. I didn't believe what had happened. I was just terrified and scared. I thought that she had gone. I thought she had left.
Pathologist, specialist doctor will perform a post-mortem.
Yeah.
They're very skilled at establishing people's causes of death. Understand that?
I went to the warehouse.
Oh, that postmortem's gonna find some sick shit he done.
And bought a suitcase. I went back, and I was just in shock, because it just didn't seem right. I left to go and get cleaning products. So I messaged a friend and said I'll meet you at Revelry.
Lies.
After finishing drinks with her, I got back
Lies.
to city life. And the whole time I just kept saying I'm sorry. And then I went downstairs and I grabbed the porter thing and I put the suitcase on top of the porter thing. I drove the hire car into Wilson's car park and parked it. I woke up the next day at about 5 a.m. and drove the car out to Cumu at first. I picked up a shovel from ITM at Cumu. I ended up driving towards the Waitakaries. I went into the bush, I dug a hole, I went and got the suitcase, and I covered the hole, and then I drove.
Where is her possessions?
I threw them in the rubbish.
Whereabouts?
Albert Park rubbish.
Right. So what items of her property have been disposed of in Albert Park?
Everything.
All of her clothing.
Except
Everything
for
that
your
was
man
in that
card.
room.
Whereabouts did you clean the car? The outside of the car?
I think it was in Henderson. I don't know West very well.
Okay. And what did you use to clean the car?
Water blaster thing from a car cleaning place.
A jet wash.
Imagine being able to build an app
Oh
with your
my
name on
god.
it just by thinking about
Lock him up.
it. Meet Base 44.
Lock this fucker up.
Did she have any injuries?
Not that I can remember. I was just panicking.
Did you inflict any injuries on her that caused her to die?
No.
No.
Did you kill Grace Mullane?
No.
Okay. And you're under arrest for the murder of Grace Mullane on or about the 2nd of December. You understand?
Yeah.
Did you intend to cause her death?
No.
Are you ready to take us to where she is?
The media called it the 50 Shades of Grey defense. The idea is that
the
someone may
media is
consent
sick,
to being
man.
harmed during
The media is sick, man. Oh my life. Tim got no heart. Oh, they just wanted that catchy storyline or tagline or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
intimacy, knowing the dangers involved. If they made no indication to stop, then it would be seen as an accident, and the person responsible shouldn't face a murder charge. But this defense has always been seen as more of a scapegoat, used by lawyers to try and get their defendant off with a lighter sentence, which in this case would be manslaughter. This doesn't change what happened after Grace's death, and the disturbing series of events uncovered during the investigation. From December 1st, the day before the date, all the way to December 7th, cops found Google searches made by Jesse looking for a place to hide the body. He'd also taken photos of Grace's body before and after he packed her into
This guy, oh my days. Oh my days. He's never watched no crime show or anything like that in his life. Oh my days. Oh, Yo, bye bye, my
to the
friend.
suitcase. They found Grace's body on December 9th,
Oh,
2018, in the Waitakere Ranges just
so this is
outside of
New Zealand. He's
Auckland.
not gonna
It
get
was
that much of a
determined
high
that she was
sentence compared to
strangled and
America.
had bruises on her arms and chest consistent with being pinned down. In New Zealand, there is no such thing as first-degree or second-degree murder. All charges are treated the same, carrying a life sentence. That meant there was no
Oh,
investigation into the premeditation.
okay. That's
All
good
that
then.
mattered was if Jesse killed her or not. It was that
Oh,
simple.
okay.
Jesse maintained his innocence, but was eventually found guilty.
That's good.
And on
I didn't know
February
that.
21st, 2020, he was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years.
مع السلامة صاحب مع السلامة. Ain't no one ever seen you outside. Dumb nigga.
After his trial, 2 more women came forward and claimed Jesse had sexually assaulted them after they met him on Tinder. He was found guilty on those charges as well, adding another 11 years to life added to his sentence.
Damn. So this guy was prolific. You weren't just it was my first time, whatever. Got carried away. This guy was he probably killed someone else. I swear they should have asked him, has he ever killed anyone else? Or dug into his past. Oh shit. I'm doing that same shit again.
It's December
Where the video changes over and I'm reading that comment. But that sounded interesting. The comment on the next video. I might save that for tomorrow. But anyway, let's see what this is saying. Bozo thinks he's in the 1960s, caught in 4K at every single location. Facts. Like, you might have been able to get away with it back in the days because of the limited cameras, but nowadays, technology is too advanced, my boy. These niggas will know when you woke up, when you sleep, what you had to eat, when you took a shit. Technology is scary now, man. And it's only just gonna get worse as well. This dude murdered his date and then walked by every security camera in New Zealand. Am I being arrested for something I didn't do? You're being arrested for something every camera in the nation saw you do. She was happy and smiling all through the day. It's so sad. No, man. Wallahi, oh my God, man. Pisses me off sometimes, man. You took someone's life, yeah. You're so much ahead of them. Especially in a moment where they're excited to be on a date, right? It's not your enemy, it's not your op, fam. It's an innocent girl who went on a date and thought she was gonna have a one night stand before her birthday and she's gonna go celebrate with her family the day after. Nah, man. That is sad. The audacity of this man to sit and talk about meeting in public so he feels safe. Can you imagine being inside an elevator next to someone with a suitcase and they have a dead body inside? That is insane. This world is awful. Bro, crazy, man. Crazy. Little scumbag. Absolute scumbag, mate. Hope someone fucking those of you in, mate. Yeah, man. That's the end of that reacts.